I can't believe I waited so long to play Super Mario Odyssey after 8 years of its release. When I played it instantly, I knew it was a classic, a celebration of Mario, celebration of Nintendo fans, all classic games that came before it. Introducing new mechanics that would change Mario forever. Cappy, oh my god, Cappy. To be able to capture your enemies and control them was something I didn't know I needed. To become a Bullet Bill, a Hammer Bro, or a Goomba, a damn T-Rex. Oh my god, let me calm down. As I progressed in the game, I felt more appreciation for how Mario has come. The level design of each kingdom is distinct. You never really feel like you're in the same kingdom. Even if it's a water level, you never feel like it's a copy and paste of each kingdom because they introduce new enemies, they introduce new mechanics on how to get past your obstacle and collect your power moves. I never felt like it was a wrong way to play the game. You just pick up and play. I felt like Super Mario Odyssey set a new standard for the open world platformer genre. And this is my Super Mario Retrospective. I played Super Mario Odyssey for the first time, and the amount of Easter eggs you find through exploration makes you appreciate the amount of time, love, and care that the developers put into each kingdom. I knew of the game though! I knew of the game, but I refused to buy it. I didn't want to buy it. You know why? Because I thought it was going to be another open world Mario game that offers nothing but a basic story and gameplay. I was really sketchy about that, I ain't gonna lie. But I played it at Walmart. But I didn't have enough time to understand the mechanics of the game. At Walmart, where they threw you into the demo, they threw you into the second kingdom, the Sand Kingdom, and I didn't understand what I was supposed to do. They don't really tell you what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to go collect power moves, but I didn't understand why. Bowser always kidnaps Princess Peach. That trope got old because we never really knew why he did it. He just kept doing it, and that was every game, and we was getting sick of the Princess Peach kidnapping trope. Even though he still did kidnap her, there was a reason this time. His plan was to plan a wedding. He wanted to marry Princess Peach, and I ain't gonna lie. Pauline is still better. I ain't gonna cap. Pauline's still better. I don't care what nobody's saying. Okay? No. But listen. Across each kingdom, Bowser needed to take a sacred item or a specific item so he could use it for his wedding. So they needed to get it dressed in the Water Kingdom. They needed to get some soup in the Luncheon Kingdom. There's plenty of kingdoms where he needed a specific item so he could have it at his wedding. The Koopalings were not mentioned in this game at all, which is crazy. But the main antagonists were the Brutals. They were the wedding planners. It was refreshing to me, honestly, because they had a little bit more character, a little bit more flair than the Koopalings. The Koopalings don't really say anything. They're just there. They don't really have character development. They don't really do anything. They're just an obstacle on the way. Super Mario Odyssey is one of those games where you can just pick up and play. Drop somebody in a random kingdom, they'll soon figure out the mechanics if they play for about 20 to 30 minutes. Honestly. They brought back the basic Super Mario 64 mechanics, and at the same time they implemented some of the newer mechanics from the newer games like Super Mario 3D World. Even the classic 2D Mario from Super Mario Bros. Makes a comeback in this game. And it has a lot of challenging sections for you to get through. And I really loved it. I really loved it because every time they had a music piece, they would change it back to the 8-bit Mario. I don't know how they recreated it, but it was so beautiful. The star of the show is Cappy. Cappy, listen. Cappy. Without Cappy, oh my god, let me tell you. Listen. Cappy offers new playstyle and innovative ways to get to places that you couldn't normally get there without Cappy. For instance, try going the whole time in New Dunk City without using Cappy. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna be on the floor the entire time. You can't do anything without Cappy. And even when, this is how when you realize you're reliant on Cappy. When there's challenges that requires you to do platforming, like the challenges, the timer challenges, when you don't have Cappy, you're so used to using Cappy that you still find yourself pressing Y in order to throw Cappy so you can figure out how to get to the next point of the platform. And you have to revert back to Super Mario 64 days. But it's a good innovative way to implement new stuff and allow you to get into higher places when you have Cappy. I love it. Because of Cappy, when you have the capture mechanic, every enemy offers a new playstyle. You have to master something, you have to capture something in order for you to master it, because you never know when you capture an enemy that you have to use that in order to beat the boss of each kingdom. It's crazy. Like, who thought of that? Whoever thought of that, props to you. Speaking of bosses, every kingdom has a boss. 2 bosses per each kingdom. Sometimes, I think. Sometimes there was 1, but I felt like most times there was 2. 2 bosses per kingdom. The main boss is one of the brutals, and the challenge comes when you have to fight the second boss. It felt like every second boss that they had could have been in a Zelda game. You think I'm tripping? Do you think I'm tripping? Look at this. Look at these bosses, and you tell me that these don't deserve to be in a Zelda game. Like, come on. These are clean. They were very innovative. They made you one of the bosses that had me is when you're fighting the bird in the hot pan, and you have to be a fireball the entire time to beat the bird. That's innovation, bro. Like, they did it. It wasn't no straightforward way to beat every single boss the same way. Except that goddamn dragon. That dragon was crazy. How the hell did let me calm down. How did Bowser get a dragon? The fact that each kingdom from beginning to end felt like there wasn't somewhere I couldn't go. You had to explore up, middle, and down of each kingdom in order for you to get everything out of that level. And even when you feel like you got everything, you didn't. Like, that's crazy. That's how in depth that game is. You never knew what you were gonna find. I found myself getting lost on purpose because I didn't know where I was supposed to go. There were just so many things to do before you do the main story of every kingdom. Each level design was crazy. Each one was immaculate. The developers really took their time crafting every single level, every single kingdom, every single idea. I felt like they just kept throwing stuff in there. They just kept throwing stuff in there. And like I said before, even if they used multiple water levels, it never was the same. No Drizzy, no Drake. Listen, from the Lake Kingdom to the Seaside Kingdom, one's a whole lake, the other one's a whole beach. You know what I'm saying? It's still a water level, but it's 2 distinctive water levels. Even the Snow Kingdom, it's not a water level, but it has water parts, but it's still distinctive from each water level. Like, they designed it differently. And like I said, they have new enemies in every single kingdom that offers a new mechanic. So when you capture it, you got to come up with some different way to get past your obstacles and get your power moons. I love that. And even, look, when you explore in the kingdoms, they always have subsections. In subsections, you never know what you're gonna get. I felt like I was playing a Mario and a Zelda game. It was like the perfect blend. It was the perfect blend between a Mario and Zelda game, because when the subsections came, I felt challenged. And stupid sometimes, but I felt challenged. There were multiple ways of achieving the same goal. The one thing I like about the Power Moon system is that through the first playthrough, Cappy will tell you how many Power Moons you need in order to get to the next kingdom. He will tell you. But you could do the bare minimum, or you could explore every inch of each kingdom and get maximum enjoyment of what they have to offer. Hey, yo. Pause on that, yo. Pause on that. Real talk. Nah, but for real though. I do like the fact that you have a choice to progress through the game quick if you want to, or just for basic completion, or if you want to explore everything of the kingdom It'll take you about like 2 or 3 hours to explore the whole kingdom, and even when you do, you never really find everything because there's post-game content. And while we're on the topic of kingdoms, my favorite kingdom so far, New Donk City. That's no surprises. New York, New York. I never been, but that it was so fun from beginning to end. The music, Pauline. Pauline. The Wooded Kingdom, Bowser's Castle. Bowser's Castle is crazy. Bowser's Castle is crazy. And the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser's Castle for me is massive. It's so detailed. It's so detailed. I want the architect that designed Bowser's Castle to come design my house. That shit was clean. I love, bro. And while we're on the topic of Bowser's Castle, let's talk about the music. Who was in the studio cooking? Who cooked? Whoever they had in the studio cooking for all their music, there were absolute bangers. New Donk City, Jump Up Superstar, the main song of the damn game, Pauline. Sang it that joint. Wooded Kingdom, the Steam Garden. The guitar melody is stuck in my head all day long. I just be sitting there just minding my business and I hear da 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 da. Catchy, beautiful. It could be my next ringtone. It could be my next ringtone. That level music, oh my God, I'm just naming a few. Every single level was a hit. Every single one was a hit. But my personal favorite one, listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I'm looking at, this is me and you. Let me tell you something. The Bowser Castle's music, part 1 and part 2, is arguably one of the best. Bowser's Castle always hits. They always hit with the music, every time. But this one, with the Japanese flute and the violin in the first part, with the battle-ready drums, hits. And then when you get to the main entrance of Bowser's Castle, there's a part 2. The horns get intensified with some jumpy drums and a flute melody that's just ear candy, and you just want to be jumping up and playing jumping up and dancing while you're playing the game. Oh my God, like I literally, when I heard that for the first time, I had to add that to my playlist. It is too good, too good. They was cooking. Their studio was on fire. Damn. And then Mushroom Kingdom. Mushroom Kingdom, after you beat the game, you get to unlock the Mushroom Kingdom. And you cannot forget the OG Nintendo 64 or Super Mario 64 Mushroom Kingdom song. Ba, 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 ba. Classic. It's like rewarding. It's rewarding when you beat the game and you get to unlock the Mushroom Kingdom. And not only that, you get to unlock some costumes. And let's talk about them costumes. Them costumes, the fact that you have so much variety, and Nintendo we all know how Nintendo could be greedy sometimes. They could be greedy. They could have made us pay for those costumes.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money.
They could have made us pay for them joints. But you know what they did? They allowed you to collect coins in every kingdom. Every kingdom coin has its own specific coin, so you had to buy specific outfits for the kingdom to unlock certain subsections. That was genius. That was genius, because they could have made us pay DLC for all the damn costumes, and they didn't. They didn't. They literally gave us the fullest Super Mario game ever, and I loved it. I loved it. They could have made us pay real money for that shit, but they rewarded you with exploration. If you explored, then you find the kingdom coins. If you explored, you're gonna find some coins. You're gonna find something. And then you take those coins and then you go buy costumes. My personal favorite costume was a classic 64 look. It's nostalgia. Like, look, as soon as I seen it, I unlocked it and I did not change it. But the only other one that had my heart Like there's a whole bunch. I'll do a ranking system of the costumes and the customization that you could do in the game. I'll do a whole ranking system of all the costumes, and I'll show you my best ones. But my top 2 favorite ones was a classic 64 and a samurai outfit when you get to Bowser's Castle. Absolutely peak. Absolutely peak. And after the game, you beat the game, you unlock all the costume options, but you need to make some real coins. You need to make some real coins, some real dinero, some pesos. You gotta stack your bread. You gotta stack your bread in order to unlock them. Bro, there was one of them that was like 10,000 coins. I ain't never stacked that much. But I will do a ranking video of each costume if y'all want to see that. Just get this video to 10 likes and we'll make that happen. Okay? The Easter eggs. The amount of Easter eggs they put in this damn game. It would look. Some of them were really subtle, but some of them when you just exploring and you find it, you're like, damn, I didn't even remember that. I forgot all about that. I'm gonna give you an example. There's a subsection when you do, it's like you have to, there's a picture, right? And they make you match the picture of the original picture. So if it's a picture of Mario, they like snap, cheese, right? And then you have to match the picture. You gotta take over the pieces and then match it on the board. It was innovation in its finest form. But it was like facelift for Mario Party. I don't know if I explained that well, but when I put up the picture, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then if you go to New Donk City in the plaza, you could do the jump rope game like one of the mini games in Mario Party. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the little Easter eggs. They brought back Koopa Racing from Mario 64. The fact is that they had 2D Mario and they had 2D Donkey Kong 2 in it. Bro, they really thought of everything and just threw it all in one game. And it took me 8 years to play this damn game, bro. Like when you realize all the little things that they put in this big game, it's a treat. It's a treat. As you as a Nintendo fan, as a Mario fan, you really do enjoy the game. And even if you don't find everything, it's still beautiful when you do. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. I really had a fun experience playing this game. I finished the main game, and the post-game content, the dark side and the darker side. And let me tell y'all, the dark side put me through the ringer. Oh, not the dark side. The dark side was easy. The darker side put me through the ringer. Go check out that gameplay. I knocked that out though. I knocked it out. I see someone said it took them 5 hours to beat. Someone said it took them 3 hours to beat. It took me about 2 hours. Probably 2 hours to beat. But it was fun though. It was fun. It was challenging. It was challenging. It made you put everything that you knew of Super Mario Odyssey to work. And I loved it. I would easily rate this game at 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And I'm not glazing. It's not recency bias. Because there's some areas where I'm like, okay, I can't figure it out because sometimes I'm a little slow. I can be a little stupid sometimes, and I couldn't figure it out. Like the fishing part, I didn't like that part because my GameCube controller doesn't have the rumble, so I didn't understand it. I didn't like that, but my stubbornness made me keep trying. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't like stop me from progressing in the level. That was just me just doing random shit in the game. Nintendo, they're at their best when they're innovative and they put their gameplay first before anything else. They're best when they put gameplay before anything else. And Super Mario Odyssey is literally the embodiment of a good game. A game just needs to be fun. And that's what Super Mario Odyssey is. It's just fun. It's fun. It makes you think. It's innovation. It's everything that a good game needs to be. This is my retrospective on Super Mario Odyssey. Do y'all like the video? What do you think about Super Mario Odyssey? If you like this video, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe. JMR1, JMR1 on the Game Boy. Links will be in the description below. And check out my Super Mario Odyssey gameplay. Thank y'all for watching. JMR1 on the Game Boy! We out.
Ball on the beat, ball on the beat.